man, that was night and day. From what we saw yesterday from the Toronto Maple Leafs, the really not wanting to win and the lackluster effort, the turnovers were ugly. It was a disastrous performance all around from the Leafs yesterday, and you lost in the season opener against the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal. They come home today for the home opener, and they play a much better game, and they win 3-2. That's Coach Mangarino over the Washington Capitals. My favorite player, Alex Ovechkin, and the Washington Capitals. And with the win, the Leafs are now on the board. Now it's 1-1 on the season. And it wasn't just that you won a hockey game that I'm going to say they played better. It's the effort that was there. And, well, you know what, screw it. For God's sakes, Leaf fans, they won in hits. How often can we look at that stat and say the Leafs won it? 37-33 in hits. What? We saw Matthews lower the boom a couple times. We saw Jake Muzzin throw his body around. Aube-Kubel loves to throw the body around, and I flippin' love it. Everyone playing physical today against the physical Washington Capitals. And you win in hits 37-33. Wild. In the first period, on the power play, and this power play was buzzing. We talked about it in the game yesterday. Those last two power plays in the third period, you had absolutely nothing going. Well, in the first power play of this game, the Leafs had chance after chance after chance, and they could not bury it past Charlie Lindgren. However, Morgan Rielly comes down from, or was it Mitch Marner who came down? It was Morgan Rielly who comes down from the point. Beautiful pass to the back door, to the back post, to John Tavares. And a guy that people have harped on so much over the last little while. Now, albeit $11 million is a lot of money. But he buries it. I mean, albeit, went off his skate and whatnot. But hey, it went in the net, it counted. Doesn't matter how it goes in. Beautiful feed from Rielly right through the defender's legs. And JT puts the Leafs on the board 1-0 early. Rielly and Marner grab assist on the goal at 6:40 of the first period. But we've seen this story before, right? It happened yesterday. You take the early lead. We feel like, oh, these guys are buzzing. And then, bang, you hit a wall. And about 3 minutes after that, I can't remember who it was, but came down the left wall, and he centers it to Nick Dowd, who buries it past Ilya Samsonov, and he gets a piece of it, just not enough of it. And you got to slide over. He didn't really move too much there to make that stop. It's kind of one you want to have back, albeit the guy's just sitting there with nobody on him, so you can blame either way. And it's a 1-1 game. That goes at 9:57 of the first period, and we were tied at 1. Less than 4 minutes after that, though, and this is something that we all hated, right? They enter the zone. And it reminded me a lot of the Caulfield shot yesterday, albeit that was a blistering shot, but it went right through Matt Murray. Marcus Johansson fires it on. It goes right through Samsonov. You got a piece of it, it's not enough of it. And it's now 2-1 Caps, 13:52 into the first period. And that is not where you want to be if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think we can all agree, we're sitting here as Leaf fans, and we're like, so Matt Murray looked like that yesterday. Samsonov's allowed 2 goals in less than 10 shots here, and they have not been pretty goals. This is an ugly start for our goalies. However, Ilya Samsonov settled down, and if you combine the second and third period shots, made 15 saves in those 2 periods, and they were scoreless. As in the second period, there's been a lot of slander, right? A lot of talk about trade this guy. Alex Kerfoot has been phenomenal for the Leafs. He was great last year. He did well in the playoffs, right? And can we talk about this pass? An absolute tape-to-tape. I don't know if it was a saucer pass or if it was just a bullet pass right to the tape of Calle Jarnkrok crashing the net. And Jarnkrok just kind of redirects it, right? He angles his stick enough that he was able to lift it, and it goes into the top of the net. First goal as a Leaf in the regular season. Calle Jarnkrok from Alex Kerfoot and Morgan Rielly at 3:53 the second period. And the Leafs have tied the game at 2. Great job. By the way, the shots on goal in the first period, 21-11. Not for the game, for the period. All right, and in the second period, shots were 9-9. However, the Leafs won the period 1-0, and that is the important part. And we go to the third period. And just under 7 minutes in, Leafs win the offensive zone face-off. It goes back to the point to Mark Giordano, and he floats it on the net. The key word is floats. And Austin Matthews, I mean, you can't get any less of the puck. But he does get enough of it to redirect it by, a couple centimeters? But that's enough to screw up Charlie Lindgren, because if you look at the shot, right, initially it's probably going right to his glove, but Matthews tips it enough that he has to kind of fight it off in front of his face, and it goes off his glove, over the back, and down, and it rolls into the net. Austin Matthews with his first goal of the year, not the way you'd expect it to go in, but doesn't really matter. Leafs had the lead back now 3-2. Matthews from Giordano and Rasmus Sandin at 6:55 of the third period, and they hang on to win the game 3-2. Now, I got to give some shout-outs, all right? There's been a lot of backlash with Jake Muzzin, and rightfully so. He looked atrocious yesterday. He looked slow. He looked beat. It was not good. He looked better today, but again, still really slow, but better today. You got to remember, he didn't play. I don't believe Jake Muzzin played any preseason games. So yesterday was really his first game of the year. And today he looked a little bit better, and I got to give a shout out to Justin Hall, man. You know what? There's been a lot of talking. If you've watched my videos in the past, you know I'm not a big Justin Hall guy at all. But the dude blocked 4 shots today, including at least once an Alex Ovechkin slap shot on the power play. Just kind of got all the body in it, laid down basically, and blocked the shot. He blocked 4 shots in the game. I thought he was really sound in this hockey game. And again, that's going to be the big question mark for this Leaf team, right? What is that Muzzin and Hall pairing going to give you? Or are they going to last very long together? That's going to be a big question mark. TJ Brody, also with 4 block shots in the game. The fellas were great today. They laid the body. They won in hits. Those 2 guys combined for 8 block shots. They did a phenomenal job. And if you listen to Ilya Samsonov after the game, talking to Mark Masters, he was saying the guys in front played incredible. And they did. You know, yeah, it wasn't a pretty game, right? Nothing in October and November. I read in the comments, and it's a very good point. Nothing in October and November is pretty. Let's be honest about it. It's just not. So to win a scrappy game like this and show how bad you want to win, and that's the thing I care about. If you show me the effort, the will, the want to win, I'll be okay. We didn't see that yesterday. There's a lot of slappy, we don't want to really be here kind of thing. But today, like I said, 8 block shots between those 2 guys. We saw Rasmus Sandin lowing the boom on some guys. Who was it? Was it Zach Aston-Reese? Who was it? In the corner with TJ Oshie just burying the guy away from play. But it's like he's not gonna back down. I don't know who it was, but I love it. Right? The effort, you're not gonna push me down. I'm gonna push you down. Austin Matthews destroying a guy against the boards. Like things like that. And I'm like, man, this is a totally different Leaf team. And the fight, the lay down the block, the shots late in the game, the fighting to clear the puck out after taking some a little shaky penalties there late in the game. Like really good effort tonight from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Special teams-wise, we only had 3 power plays. We scored on 1 of them. The Capitals had 5 power plays in this game, including 2 in the final 10 minutes. And they could not score on either. Samsonov made some great saves. The team in front played incredible. They were 0 for 5 on their power play. So if you look at the Leafs penalty kill so far, 0 for 9. Penalty kill, right? Not power play. Penalty kill. They have held teams 0 for 9. I mean, it's 2 games, but they've done a very nice job. And credits to guys like Calle Yarncrooks that looked really good. Mitch Marner, you know what you're going to get from him. Alex Kerfoot's fantastic. The decors looked really good in the penalty kill. I like what we saw. Now, we cannot go anywhere without talking about Ilya Samsonov, though. You just can't. Because I thought he was stellar. You know what? In that first period, he definitely said it in his post-game interview as well. There were nerves. And rightfully so. It's your first game with your new team. It's the home opener for your new team. By the way, you're playing your former team that drafted you when you were like a little pipsqueak kid. So yeah, there's going to be nerves. And he allows 2 goals in the first period on 11 shots. Doesn't look pretty. But as I mentioned later, he stopped 15 shots in the second and third period to not allow a goal, to allow your team to tie the game in the second, to take the lead in the third, and made some really big stops in that final few minutes, that the flurry they had to hold on to the win. Shots on goal in the game were 39-26 in favor of the Buds. 9-9 in the second period, 6-6 in the third period. Ilya Samsonov, 2 goals on 26 shots. Now, Leaf fans, just because Samsonov had one good game and Matt Murray didn't have a great game yesterday does not mean one's a starter, no, it doesn't mean squat. Matt Murray's got the net for a bit longer. He's got the longer leash because he has the track record. He's got the paycheck. He's got that longer leash. Now, if it comes down to it though, and he has 2 or 3 starts and Samsonov goes out in his next timeout, and he does a really good job, then we might start talking about it. But one game each, look, I'm not talking about any goalie switching and Samsonov's a starter or Matt Murray's a back. None of that stuff yet. Matt Murray is a starter until we see otherwise. Yes, not a great game yesterday, but again, first game of the year, so be it. Move on. Great W tonight, but it's one. Key players in the game, Morgan Rielly had 2 assists in the game today for the Buds. Obviously, Matthews with the game winner. And you know what? You move on. Like I said before, Leaf fans, you enjoy the W's. It's regular season hockey, yes. Doing the playoffs, yes. I get it. Let's enjoy regular season hockey, right? Next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs is on Saturday as they welcome in the Ottawa Senators to Scotiabank Arena. There's 7 p.m. puck drop there as the Buds look to win back-to-back games. Matt Murray, if he is in fact in the cage for that game on Saturday, it's his former team. We'll see how that goes on Saturday night, though. 7 o'clock puck drop there at Scotiabank Arena. So, all right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video, and you guys enjoyed the W today because, look, it was fun, and there was effort, and I love it. Smack the like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already, comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. I will talk to you guys, of course, Raptors edition, actually, tomorrow as they host the Boston Celtics in their final preseason game before the regular season gets going. I believe it's next Wednesday against Cleveland. I could be wrong. Might have the days mixed up. But either way, first game's against Cleveland, but last preseason game tomorrow against the Boston Celtics at Scotiabank Arena. As the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're back in action on Saturday night as they host the Ottawa Senators at Scotiabank Arena. 7 p.m. puck drop there. The boys looking for back-to-back W's and to get back into that plus 500 season so far. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the W tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.